Hey everybody, this is Jim, the Tabletop Engineer, and welcome to a new playthrough. This is a roll and write. Actually, that's not even true. This is a pull a card and write game. It's called Going Knowhere. I'm sure there's a word for this. This is a little brochure game. It has the rules in a sample play in one brochure, and you download the PDF and print it out yourself. I will put the URL, the website for where you can get this in the video description. And then there's a tracking sheet that is also folded up like a brochure, and this is for tracking your hero. So what is this game about? Well, it's kind of cool actually. It uses a deck of cards, so you will need a deck of cards with two jokers. All right. You'll need the tracking sheet, a pencil, and that is it, other than the rules. Now, I'm going to go ahead and set the game up, and I'm going to play it in this episode, but I want to go ahead and just do the setup here. So, and then when I'm playing the game, I'll go over the rules a little better. So the first thing you're supposed to do is you're supposed to go from the standard pack, remove the 12 face cards. So you're removing the jacks, queens, and kings. And there should be 12 of them. All right, there's Jack, Queen, King, there's another 3, and there's another 3. All right, so these are going to be called the nobles with a K, K-N-O-W-B-L-E-S, nobles. These are what you're going to be trying to collect. So you take these and the two jokers. Oops, I forgot the two jokers. All right, so the jokers, 1, 2. All right, so the jokers in this case, they're both black and white. I don't think, it doesn't matter about the color. Just pulling a joker is not good. These are called hazard cards. So you take these and you shuffle them with all the face cards, and this is called the threshold deck. Threshold. All right. It says the jokers represent hazards, and each noble has a difficulty level. Jacks are 1 and 11, queens are 2 and 12, and kings are 3 and 13. And that number depends on what you're doing in the game. We'll get to that. All right, so this becomes the threshold, and it says to set it in the upper left, and there'll be a discard pile, I believe, here, we'll see. I'm not sure about that. Then it says reveal the source cards. It says shuffle all 40 numbered cards, and that includes the aces. Okay, so 40 cards shuffle all 40 numbered cards into a separate face down deck. So these include ace through 10s. Now, the 2 through 10s, that is the value. Aces, again, are kind of like the nobles. They will represent either 1 or 11, and it just depends on the situation. And I'll get to that once I start playing it. So this is called the source deck, and I want to shuffle it really good because I don't want to have numbers like 5, 6, 7, 8 in a row. From the source deck, you are going to prepare what's called the veil. The veil is, it says, for the veil, draw 13 cards from the source. And that means 13 from the top. So after you shuffle this really well, and I'll cut it. All right, draw 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. The source goes here. The veil, it says the veil, these cards represent obstacles. Each will be paired with a noble to set a difficulty value and a goal value. And the veil goes to the right of the nobles. So leave a space in here to reveal a noble and a space to reveal the veil. Then it says you're going to channel the source. Draw 6 cards and place them face up in 2 rows of 3. So 2 rows, 3 by 3 by 3. All right, so let me do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this is called your inventory. These are kind of like the knowledge, the weapons, the skills you bring to a fight or to an encounter. And like I said, the values will represent the values unless you have an ace. Now, so it says leave space for the void. Oh, the void is right here. It's a discard pile. And the hold. This is where you will put cards nobles that you successfully beat. The goal of the game is to collect all 12 nobles in one game, one sitting. A sitting is broken down into trials. You'll attempt to defeat a noble, and that is a trial. And you'll keep doing this until two things happen. If you can't meet the required effort to defeat a noble, you must retreat by ending the run and proceeding to Wit's End. Wit's End is the end of the game. So, if you fail the effort, failing a trial does not end your run. Okay, that's right. It's only if you can't meet the effort. All right, so we'll get there. All right, this is the game. This is all set up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video real quick, make sure I've got the rules down right, and then we will get to playing a game. Hang tight. All right, as I said, this is the inventory. These are the nobles. This is the veil. These are the hazards or the obstacles I'm going to be going up against. And this is my source. This is like your draw deck. We're doing a run. All right. And it says, during this run, you're going to do a trial. So first thing you have to do is you prepare the trial. Draw the top card from the threshold. It's a joker. Of course it is. Did I shuffle that? I believe I did. If it is a noble, place it face up. If it is a hazard, which it is, flip the highest ranked resource in your inventory down. The highest ranked resource would be the 7. So this is unavailable to me. That resource is locked. Place the hazard in your hold and draw again. So here's my hold. All right. Okay. We got a king of diamonds. All right. So we now have a noble. It says, determine the trial's parameters. There's 2 parameters. There's a difficulty and a goal. It says, determine the trial's parameters. Next drawing, all right, so after you reveal one, you draw an obstacle and place it face up. So we have a 5 of hearts. The difficulty, you add the noble's base difficulty. Now remember, jacks are 10, jacks are 11, queens are 12, kings are 13. So this has a value of 13. Isn't that right? 13, and this has a value of 5. Oh, no, I'm sorry. The difficulty, jacks is 1, queens is 2, kings is 3. I knew that something was wrong there. So a king is 3, and you add this, which is 3 plus 5 is 8. So my difficulty, and I'm going to use a die to treat this here. I'm going to put this 8 here on the left. That is my difficulty. The goal, discard resources, how can that be? 3 plus, oh no, sorry guys. This just has a value of 1. All number cards except, let's see, each obstacle adds 1 difficulty. Each obstacle that shares a suit with a noble, you add +1. So these are different. This is a diamond, this is a heart. So if they were the same, it would add another +1. So the difficulty is 3 plus 1 is 4. The difficulty is 4. I was going to say 8 is way impossible because I don't have 8 cards. This number will typically never be higher than the number of cards you have in your inventory. So it's at 4. Then you set the goal. This is the other number. You add the noble's base value, in this case 13, and then you add the face value, so it's 18, and it says aces are worth 11. All other obstacles are face value. So 13 plus 5 is 18. Let me get a D20 here if I can find one. I'll just put them as red. It's a 1, 8. That is my goal. All right, and you can't see it. Difficulty's 4, goal is 18. All right, so how does this work? All right, what you have to do is you have to use a certain number, you have to use an amount of cards from your inventory equal to the difficulty. So in this case, I need to use 4 cards. Got it? And it has to equal or be greater than. So I can get rid of 5 cards if I want to. I could get rid of all 6. This one is locked, so I can't get rid of it. So with 4 cards, I need to try to equal or beat, preferably equal, the 18. 18 by adding the numbers up. So let's see how we're going to do this. And by the way, it says that any card in your inventory that has the same suit, it says discard resources equal to any ace is 1. So an ace here would be 1. Resources, inventory resources that share the same suit as the noble can count towards the effort but have no value. So any diamonds, and luckily I have no diamonds, so that's good. All right, so let's see if we can add up to 18. If you can't add up to exactly equal, you at least want to try to beat it. And the reason is, if you cannot, okay, first off, let's say I had only, let's say this number was 6. I only have 5 cards. I can't contribute 6, so I automatically lose the run and the game ends, okay? But now I know I can meet the 4, but can I beat the 18? Well, I've got 6, 10, 15, 17. I cannot pass the 18. Now with this card I could have, but because I can't, I failed the trial. It says if the total does not equal the trial's goal, you fail the trial. Discard the noble and its obstacles. Reminder, failing the trial does not end your run. It only ends the run if I can't meet this 4. So you do have to empty as much as you can. So 6, 4, 2, 3, and 2. These, if they passed, this comes here, and this goes at the bottom of my source. So I get more cards into my source. Because these did not help me, they go into the void, and I don't get them back. And this card stays put because I couldn't unlock it. All right, then it says refill any empty slots by drawing from the source. Discard the noble and a reminder. Okay, so I'm trying to remember what to do about this. If the noble, for the hazard, flip the highest ranked resource down. That resource is locked for the rest of the run. So I'm still making a run. It's just trial. So this will stay down. I'm already in bad shape. All right, so we refill. And before I refilled, I was supposed to discard this and this. And it says, if the tail does not discard the noble and its obstacle. So you discard it. When it says discard, does that mean it goes into... it doesn't say whether this goes... It goes here. Discard. Yep. All right. Let's see. Now we start over. We reveal a noble. We got another joker, which means we have to flip over the 7. The highest. We reveal a noble, jack, and an ace. All right, so the difficulty is this. Remember, this has a value of 1, and this has a value of 1, but they are not the same suit. So I have a difficulty of 2. So I got to contribute 2 cards, at least 2, and the goal is jack is 11. And plus ace is used as an obstacle. And any ace is an 11. Wow, okay. So 11 plus 11 is 22. Well, wow. 22. I don't think I'm going to make that one. All right, at least 2 cards. Well, the highest I can get is 10. The ace, I can use it I can use the ace as a 1 or an 11. Any ace in your inventory is 1. Never mind. So 10, 14, 15. Once again, these go here. This goes here. This goes here. And I am not doing well on this first run. But you're not supposed to. And I'm going to explain that in a minute. Let's go ahead and reveal the next cards. We had a 10, an 8, 5, and an ace. All right, noble, jack, and a 7. So remember, these stay face down until the end of my run. And the run is all of these trials together. 12 trials in one run. All right, wow. Okay, so once again, we have jack, which is 1, plus 1 is 2. And they're not the same suits, otherwise it would be 3. And the difficulty is going to be 11 plus 7 is 18. All right, so I know I can do this one. So 18, and remember, you want to try to equal it. If you equal this goes to your hold, and you get bonuses for that. If you exceed it, it still goes into the discard. So you always want to try to equal it. So 18, I can do a 10 and an 8. So this goes into my discard. Places obstacles at the bottom of the source. Okay, so if the total, you pass the trial, collect the nobles by placing, the total value of the resources you discard. Okay, so this goes here. This goes on the bottom here. So by beating them, you keep cards in your deck because you don't want to run out here. All right, it says if the source ever becomes empty, you're out of luck. If it's empty, skip this step. You do not recover. Okay, let's keep going. So these stay out. So we'll flip 2 over. And we will flip this. I've got a king, which is worth 3 and 4. And they're not the same. So once again, we've got a difficulty of 4. And a goal of 13 plus 3 is 16. I should have had a D20 for this. All right, 4 and 6. So I need all 4 cards to add up to equal 16. 3, 9, 14, 15. Well, that does not equal 16. So these go here, these go here, and that's that. All right, let's keep going. Now, I'm going to go ahead and tell you that at the end of the game, the number of nobles that you have in this pile down here is going to allow you to level up. And leveling up will help you in your next game. This game is not where you die forever. You continue to keep coming back for more until you win. And you win by collecting more and more nobles and leveling up. And we'll level up at the end of this video. All right, let's see. Flip. And we got another king and a 9. All right, so 3 plus 1 is 4 again, and the value is 13 plus 9 is 22. Oh, man. All right, 22. Can I add up 22? 12 plus 8 is 20, 26. Well, I beat it, so all of these go to the discard. The king goes to the discard, but this comes down here. Collect the nobles. Why place the nobles in your hold? Place the obstacles at the bottom of the source. Okay, so we're almost out of cards here. Let's keep going. All right, we have a jack and a 10, and they're different suits. So this is going to be 1, and 1 is 2. I need 2 cards that are going to add up to 11 plus 10 is 21. At least 2 cards that add up to 21. I can use more. So right now, I've got 10, 18, 20, 29. Or, look, 10 plus 9 is 19, plus 2 is 21. So I'll take these, put them in the discard. This comes here. I've got 2 nobles now, and this goes down here. All right, let's keep going. The game does play pretty quick once you get the rules down. Queen queen and an 8 of hearts. Different suits, so no extra difficulty. So it'll be 2, 1 is 3. I need to use 3 cards for the difficulty, and the goal is going to be 12 plus 8 is 20. So I need a 20 to add up, at least 3 cards. 7 plus 8, 7 plus 9 is 16, 8 plus 9 is 17, 18, 15, plus 9 is 24. Nothing I can do to add up to exactly 20. So I want to try and beat 20, beat 20 with the fewest cards. So the way to do that would be the 7, because this only counts as 1. So I have to discard all 3 of these. This goes here. This, I did beat it. So discard the obstacle and its noble. Oh no, if it does not equal, yeah, so that's fine. All right, let's refill, and we are almost out of cards now. So here's the end game. King and a 10. Now, they are the same suit, so that's going to add +1 to this. So the difficulty is 3, 4, and since they're the same suit, it'll be 5. Well, my problem is, it doesn't matter because I don't have 5 cards to contribute. But let's look at the difficulty. The difficulty will be 13 plus 10 is 23. I have 19, 20. So not only do I fail to beat this, I can't contribute 5. And because I can't beat 5, that means the run ends and I have to go back and lick my wounds and try again in a future game. All right, so what does this mean? Well, let me show you this part. This is another cool part of the game. You have this tracking sheet. Your hero is trying to get into this place called called Knowhere. Knowhere. And in Knowhere, it's kind of like Valhalla. It's heaven. You're trying to get to the final place of knowledge. And you do this by collecting all 12 nobles. Well, I only got 2. So you can tell that this game is a little bit difficult. But after you fail, you go back to Wit's End, and this ghostly woman named Lady Wit, she offers to trade information for power. Now, the hazards don't help me, but these 2 nobles do. On this card, you're supposed to track it with a pencil, and lucky, good in me, I don't have a pencil handy, do I? Let me see. Do I have a pencil handy? You know what? I'm just going to do this because I can print more copies of this out later. You track the number of no stones. For each noble you defeat or you solve, this is equal to a no stone. So you track them here. So let's just track it. I've got 2, right? Now, this sheet has things called feats. This is kind of like a video game. If you do certain things, you get check marks and things like that. So I've got 2 no stones and I got 2 hazards. So on my feats here, one of them is collect 5 hazards. Well, I collected 2, so I can X out 2 of these boxes. When I get all 5, I get to color in this feat. And by doing certain feats, you get to do certain ability upgrades, and then finally mastery upgrades. All right, can I do any more of these? Now, I got a jack of diamonds and a jack of clubs. This says collect no stones from 12 jack nobles. From 12 queen nobles, from 12 king nobles. So these are 2 jack nobles. So I get to cross off 2 of these. So you can see the more games you play, you're going to start filling these out. And I tell you what I'll do. I'll scan this and put it at the end of the video so you can see a close-up of it. All right, the rest of these I haven't done much. Collect no stones, unlock 12 abilities. No, haven't done any more of these. And then the last one is complete all feats. So when you do all these, you get to do the last one. Now, what do these no stones buy me? Well, when I flip over, I can apply these nodes. Each one of these is represented by this little star symbol. Once you use them, you can't undo them. So you have to choose carefully. There's passive abilities, which are always in existence. Like the first one says, when I collect 3 no stones and I choose that one, the top card of the threshold is always face up. So I will always be able to play knowing what the next card is coming from the noble deck. This one says the top card of the veil. So I always know what the top card of the veil is. And there's more of these, and they're kind of cool. They give you more abilities that are going to help you beat the game. Active abilities, there's only 3: Distract, Slate, and Clear Cast. These take 5 no stones each to choose, and they can only be used once per run. That's it. Once per run, and then you reset them. And then lastly, over here for Mastery, it says you may assign no stones toward Mastery for each diamond resource, allowing it to bypass Diamond Noble immunity. So, as I understand it, what I'm supposed to do is when I draw an ace of diamonds, when I get a hold on, let me remember that. Unlock permanent upgrades. Each ability shows its no stones after a run. Okay, all right. Noble masteries. To unlock a mastery, first complete that suit's feat. So I can't do anything till I get that feat done. So it doesn't even matter. You can't even tackle those. Then once the feats are done, I can start assigning no stones by circling them, starting here and going across. When I circle on a card and it starts at ace of diamonds, and then it goes 2 of diamonds and 3 of diamonds and then 4 of diamonds, what happens is if I ever draw that card as a resource in my inventory, it allows me to bypass diamond. Remember that added difficulty when the noble and the obstacle matched their suit, if they were both diamonds, for example. If I've mastered the ace of diamonds and it's in my card list, I can bypass that. And it goes all the way up to the 10 of diamonds. So once all of these are boxed in, it doesn't matter which diamond shows up in my inventory. It can be 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, ace. It will help me not have to deal with that extra difficulty. And it's available for diamond, heart, spade, and club. Very, very cool. All right, so there you go. If you have any more questions, I suggest you download the rules and read them. But I will be back very soon with another playthrough. Right now, what I want to do is I want to assign those 2, and you have to assign them. They don't carry over. So I'm going to go ahead and let's see. I like load bearer. Your inventory has 1 additional slot. That could be useful. So I'm going to circle 2 here, and when I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I can check that off, and I'll have 1 extra inventory slot. All right, there you go. This is Jim, the Tabletop Engineer. Thanks for joining me on this game of Going Nowhere. Very, very simple, very elegant in its sheet and its rules, and very easy in its rule play once you get it down. But I can totally see why this game, you'll be coming back to it more and more, because you want to keep leveling up so you can finally beat the game. All right, that's all I got. I'll be back in about a week or so with the next episode. Until then, this is Jim, the Tabletop Engineer. Everybody, take care.
Check out the new RPG and Wargame newsletter. Each week, the Tabletop Engineer shares news, products, Kickstarters, and much more related to the gaming hobby. It's free to subscribe, so check out the link in the video description below to sign up.